Welcome back to our C programming series. In today's video, we're diving deep into the basic syntax and fundamental building blocks of a C program. By the end of this video, you'll understand the structure of a C program, preprocessor directives, the role of the main function, and the importance of header files. So let's get started. Structure of a C program. Every C program follows a specific structure, which is both simple and logical. Here's a typical layout of a C program. Let's break this code down step by step. Preprocessor directives. Preprocessor directives are lines in your code that begin with a hash. These are instructions for the preprocessor which runs before the actual compilation process. Let's see an example. This line tells the compiler to include the standard input-output header file. It gives your program access to functions like printf and scanf. Think of preprocessor directives as setup instructions. They prepare the environment for your program to run. Common preprocessor directives. First is hash include. It includes header files. Second is hash define. It defines constants or macros. Third is hash if def or hash if def. It shows conditional compilation. Main function. Next up is the main function, the heart of every C program. Without it, your program won't run. The main function is the entry point for your program. Here's a closer look at its components. First is return type int. The return type specifies what type of value the function will return. For main, it's typically an integer int. Returning 0 indicates successful program execution. Second is curly braces. The code inside these braces is what your program will execute. Third is statements. Each statement inside main ends with a semicolon. This is a fundamental rule of C syntax. Header files. Header files are essential for using predefined functions and macros. They act as libraries providing reusable code that saves you time and effort. List of common header files. Hash include stdio.h. It provides standard input-output functions printf and scanf. Hash include math.h. It provides mathematical functions sqrt, pow. Hash include stdlib.h. It provides general utility functions malloc, exit. Hash includes string.h. It provides string manipulation functions strlen, *spy. Without the appropriate header file, your program won't recognize the function you're trying to use. For example, printf requires stdio.h. Forget to include it and the compiler will throw an error. Writing a complete program. Now that you understand the basics, let's write a complete program from scratch. We'll combine everything we've learned so far. The hash include stdio.h directive includes the header file for the printf function. The main function contains the logic of the program. Printf welcome to C programming outputs a message to the screen. The return 0 statement tells the operating system that the program ran successfully. Let's compile and run this program in our IDE to see it in action. Common errors and debugging tips. While working with basic syntax, it's easy to make small mistakes. Let's look at some common errors and how to fix them. First is missing semicolon. To fix this error, always end statements with a semicolon. Second is forgetting to include header files. To fix this, include the correct header file at the beginning of your program. Third is mismatched braces. To fix this, use an IDE with syntax highlighting to catch these errors easily. Let's quickly recap what we've learned today. First, we learned that every C program has a structured preprocessor directives, the main function, and code statements. Then we learn about preprocessor directives like hash include libraries and macros. Then we learn that the main function is the starting point for every program. And finally, we learn that header files provide access to essential functions and macros. Here are some best practices to keep in mind. Always use meaningful comments to describe your code. Follow consistent indentation for better readability. Start with simple programs to build confidence before moving to complex ones. And that's it for today's video on the structure of a C program. In the next video, we'll explore variables and data types, taking another step into the world of C. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon to stay updated with our upcoming tutorials. Also, feel free to share your thoughts or questions in the comment section below. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one.